Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I am coming to you today with the latest installment of Storytime. This one time I thought I was gonna die. And this one is not all that much of a funny story, but it is another time that I thought I was gonna die. So this one will be this one time I thought I was gonna die at the Little League Championship game. So let's get to it. Okay, you guys, so back in Los Angeles, my husband used to be a football coach for a little league, a little league team. And all the, not all of them, but a lot of the black inner city football leagues in LA have some gang affiliation. I don't want to say it's like gang affiliated where it's just like everybody is, who banging at the damn games and shit. But a lot of the older former gang members or the OGs or whatever you want to call them, they done got older and now they got fucking kids and, they want to be involved in the community and shit like that. So a lot of them start or have some backing in these little league teams in Los Angeles in the inner city. So my husband not gang affiliated at all, but you grew up in the neighborhood, so all of them. They your friends. He was a coach for one of the teams that had like a like the Crips was kind of in. I don't want to make it seem like they was involved. Anyway, so he was coaching this team that was probably about 8. But I guess they might have been like 8 or 9 years old. And they made it all the way to the championships. So this championship game that they were going to have, they were playing this team that was blood affiliated. Okay. And not only that, but the championship game was going to be in this, at this school. I can't even remember where the school was. But it was far out somewhere. It was like on the east. It was like east side somewhere. And it was like right in the middle of like blood territory. So there was a little bit of concern for everybody that was going to be going to the game. Like, you didn't really think anything was going to happen, because it's parents and kids and all of that. But, it just takes one or two like young, stupid ones to fuck up the whole thing. So, and that's the shit that you always have to worry about. So I had Joe and Jada. They were like, Joe was probably 3 and Jada was around 1. And at first we weren't going to go to the game, but I wanted to go to the game because it was a big game and everybody was going, all my friends and all that, so we were all like, yeah, no, we going to go. It's going to be all right. Just everybody had their tennis shoes and, just be ready just in case. Okay. Like Sugar Free has always said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. We went on to the game. And when we got there, it was like heavy security. In order to get into the game, they had to check in your bag and all of this shit. And, they was making sure that they watched everybody. So, I felt some semblance of security, except for the fact that the people that was there, they was heavily blooded out. Okay. I'm talking about these motherfuckers had on red. Okay. And the funny thing is my husband's team, I think their color was like red, black, and gold or something like that. But all of the other team on their side, they all had red. A lot of them had on fucking red bandanas. I mean, you didn't see that kind of shit just every day. I know they make it seem like it on TV and all that, but that type of thing didn't happen like every day. So when unless it was like blood day in that neighborhood and you went there and of course everybody was all, but these motherfuckers had shit tied around their knees and around their face and everything. It was a little alarming just to see, but still, we was at the game and everything was fine. Y'all, I'm sweating because I ain't got the air on. As usual, I ain't got no gas in my car, so I don't want to turn it on. So yeah, we gonna wrap this story up real quick. So anyway, and I don't have no makeup on, you guys can tell. Let me back up off this camera a little bit. So we're at the game and everything is going pretty well, and everybody starts to loosen up because by this time I think we'd have made it to like halftime and there hasn't been nothing that happened. And my kids are playing. I have Jada probably like right in front of me, but Joe is playing on the bleachers a little bit, a couple of rows down, and everybody is having a good time. We done snuck in something to drink and some shit, so everybody is drinking. I know every time I tell a damn story, it got something to do with some alcohol. I swear I'm not no alcoholic, but you know, we used to get it in quite a bit back in the day. Can't do that shit no more. Okay, ain't nothing worse than being drunk and hungover, and that next morning you throwing up at the toilet. You got two babies standing on both sides of you, like, "Mommy, what's wrong?" My husband be in the other room, and your mama's a drunk. I was like, don't be telling them that shit. I don't do like I used to, but yeah, I used to have a good time. Still, anyway. So it's like third quarter, you know, everybody is pretty much relaxing and drinking and watching the game. My husband's team is winning. And, you know, it's turning out to be a pretty good day. So we're sitting at pretty much at the top of the bleachers. It was a long, you know, a high bleacher. And behind the bleachers, they had like this chain link fence. And the chain link fence went all the way up, maybe a little bit taller than the actual bleachers went. I'm sitting there watching the game. I could hear some commotion going on in the alley. It wasn't really an alley. It was sort of like the driveway to get up to the back of the playing field where we were. There was like some cars pulling up and shit. And then when I turned around to look and see what it was, then they were backing back out. So I was just like, what is going on? But still didn't really pay too much attention to it. A few minutes later, one of my girlfriends, Cheryl, said, somebody is hopping the fence. And right when she said that, I turned around and we saw this guy coming down from the fence. And two more guys coming up to come down like this other guy was on our side of the fence, okay? And them two guys looked like they had fucking guns. But you couldn't really tell, but it was looking like they had shit because they was like trying to hold on to it, but they was holding on to, they was also trying to get over this gate. So, you know, we looked at them. It didn't look like it was nothing, but I was a little concerned. Again, the game is going fine. We at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and all the way down at the other end of the bleachers, but on our side that we were sitting on, you could hear some like, you know, you could tell they was arguing, and it was lasting like a good 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That doesn't sound like a long time, but that's a long time to hear somebody argue. Okay, so you could hear it out the corner of your ear. You wasn't really paying much attention to it. All of a sudden, you could hear like some rumbling. It's like sounds like when people are running up and down bleachers. And it was getting louder and louder. I looked over to my left, and you could just see a crowd of people. They all running this way. Okay, now I just told you guys, my baby Joe, he was all the way down, like 4 bleachers down. I had Jada right here, but just everybody coming running, rushing this way. I didn't know what was going on, so my girlfriend was just like, oh my God, they fighting. I was like, we was rushing trying to get down the damn bleachers to get to Joe. Then the damn announcer comes on, the football announcer. He comes on and he says, everybody get down. But you know, it's commotion, so nobody is paying attention to him. So then I was like, did he say get down? And then he says it again. Everybody get down. There's men with guns. I couldn't get down because my son was down there and the man was saying lay down. So I like laid down on top of Jada and I'm going, somebody get Joe, get Joe. Just the most fucking dramatic. So one of my friends, my other girlfriends there, she like grabbed onto Joe. It was like, you know, one arm. I was like, oh my God, they're about to shoot. So you hear them guys down there, they still arguing and everything, and the announcer's just like, everybody stay down. I'm like, fuck, are we at a football game? And they're making us lay down. Okay, this is fucking ridiculous. Immediately, I'm just scared. Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry because I think the mother in me was like, oh my God, my babies are here and we're in the middle. I mean, I felt like, you feel like you are in the middle of an open area and just people could just like knock you off one by one, right? My husband, now he ain't no small man. He was down there on the field when this happened, honey. When they said everybody get down, they got guns up. Mr. Man came running top speed. You know how they got that gate that that separates you from the field. He must have did 2 quick jumps. That nigga was over that damn gate and was up in the stands. Like, I looked up and literally like 2 seconds later he was in front of me. I was like, how did you get up here so fast? He was like, come on, we about to go. Where are we going? He said, you guys are leaving. Come on, you guys, get your stuff. So, you know, I'm like still trying to get all my faculties because I've been drinking. I got the babies. I got my bag, you know, with the shit all in it, you know, your blanket and your chair and all of this. I'm trying to get all this together. My husband is just like, come on. So I was just like, how we gonna get out of here? He said the gate over on the other side of the field is open. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, you guys, the fucking football field must have looked like it was 3,000 damn miles long. I was just like, we gotta walk across this fucking field with all these people, all this shit going on. So he was like, come on. We getting up. People are starting to get up and run a little bit, but still the announcer is just like, people stay down. We getting the fuck out of here. You getting the fuck out of here. So we was going to go across the damn field. I got Jada in my hand and he's holding Joe, and y'all got the damn one chair and he got the chair. We got all this shit and I'm like running and it's hot and I'm starting to sweat like I'm doing now. I was just like, I can't carry everything. I felt like an old helpless ass white woman on just a fucking mess. So then he was like, give me Jada. So he had both Jada and Joe and one of the chairs and in the other bag, and I had my chair, and y'all, we was trying to run our ass across that fucking field. I was just like, somebody is going to shoot us. Now, in retrospect, that probably wasn't the best idea, but all I know is we was thinking we was getting the fuck out of there. So we get across the damn field. I look back at the bleachers and I can see now everybody, the bleachers is just in commotion. Everybody is jumping up and running and everything. The announcer is saying a whole bunch of stuff trying to calm people down, but people are not listening. And I get out the gate, me and the kids, you know, he gives me everything. And I was just like, come on, are you coming? And he was like, Roxanne, I can't leave these kids here. And I was just like, I mean, I guess you can, but I was thinking was like, oh my, he gonna get killed. So he went on back in there and the kids, and I ran the car, like literally like dragging Joe and holding on to Jada. And you know, Joe just like, Daddy's with Daddy, where's Daddy? I was just like, we get in this fucking car. Again, got in the car, legs was shaking and shit. Couldn't barely drive, but yeah. Turned out that there was some guy there that had been got into it with some other guys, and they actually was all in the same gang, I think. So it didn't even have nothing to do with you know, what was going on, like the rival gang members there. Just some old bullshit, you guys. I'm telling you, that's why I tell you, it's the younger generation ones that'll fuck up the good times. So yeah. Another time that I thought I was gonna die. Shit, y'all, I'm about to melt. It is hot out here. I'm proud of myself that I was able to do it, though. We're going to continue on with story time. I think I only have one more this one time I thought I was going to die story. And then we're just going to take it to different random stories of story time. Okay, so yes, that is it. Shit, I feel like I done sweated off a couple of pounds. Shit, like a sauna. We're going to do this same time, same place next week, okay? So remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right? All right. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.